It was a hard-fought victory, but we get on the board with the dog of the night play for the UFC last week as Trey Ogden puts on a phenomenal performance. Again, at the end, the last 30 seconds or so, not the greatest, but he does a great job in terms of staying away from the power of Rajabov and grinding him out on the mat, showcasing he as the superior BJJ. And he was close on some submission attempts, but it didn't end up mattering. He still ends up taking it to the scorecards and getting his hand raised at plus 100. All three of my lock of the night, or dog of the night candidates actually from last week ended up hitting, as I had Bruno Silva, Trey Ogden, and I had Hyder Emil as well. But in terms of the actual dog of the night play, it was strictly Trey Ogden. We hit our OKTAGON dog of the night play in Pyotr Wozniak. Probably butchered his name, I don't know, but he comes through at plus 120. But then we lose on KSW and Cage Warriors in terms of the dog of the night plays that we have there. So this past weekend, 2-2 plus 0.2 units, 5% ROI. On the year now, we go 25 and 55 for minus 18.6 units, minus 23% ROI. Again, pretty much in the black for this past weekend, pretty much in the red for the year. So let's try to turn that bad boy around and try to get back to our winning ways for the dog of the night play. So I got 3 dog of the night candidates for you guys this weekend. To find out which of those ones I'm going to officially be going with, check out the MMA LOTM Patreon page. That's where you'll find that information out. All right, let's get right into it. Let's not waste any more time. First dog of the night candidate up is going to be Jake Hadley, coming in at plus 165. You could probably even get him all the way up at plus 185, depending on the bookie that you have. But he's coming in on short notice, going up a weight class against the strong and intimidating Cowlin Lafrane. I'm still probably, I meant to make it a point to listen to how they pronounce Lorraine. I'm probably screwing it up again. I apologize. But in terms of Hadley, even though he's going up a weight class here on short notice, he's still going to be the taller and longer fighter. Obviously, Colin will likely be the better or at least a more powerful fighter once they start mixing it up in the grappling realm. But I do think that Hadley is the better BJJ player. So I don't think that we'll see Colin have a ton of success in terms of holding and keeping Hadley in these bad spots. I think we'll see Hadley throwing up submissions, looking for reversals, looking to work back to his feet. And then on the feet, Colin is still working on his striking game. And we saw him actually get busted up a little bit by Angel Pacheco. Even though he pretty much dominated the rest of that fight, you could see that he's a little bit uncomfortable in the striking realm, but he didn't feel too much threat from the Pacheco side, which is why he stayed in the striking range as much as he did. So I think we'll see Hadley pressure Cowlin, keep him on his back foot, do well in the grappling exchanges, and then continue to push that pressure in the striking realm and likely get the better of Cowlin by landing more damaging blows and making it look better for the judges. Give me Hadley as a potential dog of the night candidate. The second dog of the night candidate is going to be Giga Chikadze, who comes in at plus 200. Now, if you guys listen to the full card breakdown I did this week, I actually picked against Giga in terms of a prediction, but I gotta say Arnold Allen is likely the lowest confidence favorite that I have on this card, which is why I think Giga is actually live as a plus 200 underdog here. Allen has had issues in the past in terms of staying active enough and winning certain rounds against fighters unless he's able to drop them or knock them out. And I think we'll see Chikadze stay active enough. He loves that kick to the body. He loves to stay active with that straight down the pipe. Allen does have a bit of a speed advantage, and I think Allen's ability to potentially take this fight to the ground and make it tougher for Chikadze is there, but that's not how Allen normally fights. If we get the normal Allen here, Chikadze is more than live. I think Chikadze is a consideration for a dog of the night candidate. Look for him to stay more active and potentially win this fight on the scorecards. And the third and final dog of the night candidate is going to be Manel Kape, coming in at plus 120 as he takes on Mohamed Makayev in a fight that is obviously a striker versus grappler. But I think the defensive grappling of Kape has improved enough that he's going to cause Makayev a lot of troubles in terms of trying to establish any type of dominance with his control or his grappling. And then once these guys are in the striking range, I think Kape will showcase that he is the far superior striker here. I think he'll showcase, again, it'll be close early with Makayev looking to get this fight to the ground, but Kape will do a great job in terms of stopping the takedowns, and I think he's really going to put the pressure on Makayev with his strikes, and I think that eventually leads to a knockout victory for Manel Kape here. So again, I think Makayev, very talented, solid prospect, 23 years old, but I think this fight's a little bit too much for him at this stage of his career. We see it getting harder for him to make his fights look as dominant as they have in the past, especially over his last 2 fights, and I think this weekend is when the hype train finally comes to a screeching halt with Manel Kape knocking him out and potentially casting as a dog of the night candidate for us. Again, you will find out which one of these three I've actually given that moniker to on the MMA LOTN Patreon page. Check the link in the description below. You'll also get access to the Cage Warriors 175 breakdowns, which go down on Thursday as an appetizer to the big UFC 304 this weekend. Make sure you guys check it out. Check the Patreon page. Otherwise, I will see you guys tomorrow for the quick picks version of the UFC 304 breakdown. I'll see you guys then. Peace.